So the music just stopped. I'm just arriving. Oh gosh, how am I going to tell this to people? Yep. Well, hello Sarah. Hello Love Triber. Hello Jeffrey. Hello Robin. Give me a chance. I just got to get set up here. I am going to make an astrodoodle for this moment in time, and it's, I don't know how to say it, but things are, to me, they're very disturbing right now, and I'm going to share this. Everything's just wonderful as well, because at least we have the clarity and the understanding about how disturbing things are. So let me see if I can get some gentle music while we do this. And we can go from there. Okay, for some reason, for some reason my computer is starting to show signs of age and wear and tear, no matter how well I keep it maintained. I'm very sorry about this. It's very frustrating over here, and I'm not sure what else to do. Okay. Let me see. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's really struggling. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say at the moment. Give me a second. How can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? Let me try this. Give me a second. Oh man. Oh, finally. I've got something. Good evening. Thanks for being here. Sorry, it looks like there were some scratches over there. Hold on. Give me a second. Alright. Good. So, first of all, let me just say a couple of things up front. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to do many readings tonight. We'll see. I'm not in a very fit state. But I certainly am going to say thank you to Robin's Realms Readings. We'll see how this goes. There you are, Robin. Thank you very much. And I also know that while I was cruising around earlier trying to organize my life, I saw something come in from Mr. Gregory Ross. And there we go. Let's have a look. So I've got that. So thank you very much for your kindness. Okay. What I want to do is talk about something that just happened this evening. And it struck me in a very powerful way. And I'm feeling very calm about it because what it does, to me, it feels like it vindicates everything that I intuited 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I put it in my book and how things are transpiring now today. And then I saw something on YouTube tonight. I've shown some of you that I watch a few channels, and I'm not going to do all sorts of fancy linking and stuff. I'm going to write stuff here on the screen to convey the message. Okay, I'm going to come back to this in a minute. But for right now, what I'd like to do is make some notes for you about something I think it's very, very, very important for not just us here tonight in our tiny little microcosm, but for the whole of planet Earth. The problem is who's watching, okay? Who is aware and who's watching? Because humanity is at a pivotal point in history where, starting with the United States at the very epicenter, a massive scam is in the process of being perpetrated on all Americans by the current administration and the current banking system. Okay? The easiest thing I can do, instead of me talking for hours about all this, is to refer you to a video on YouTube. Please visit a channel by the name of Mark Moss. Okay? He is a straight shooter. He just deals with facts. He's very successful. He's very wealthy. And he doesn't do it out of greed or anything. He just wants to take care of his life and provide enough money for himself and his family to survive what is coming to us. The video in particular that you need to watch was a few days ago, and it's already had almost 50,000 views. Now 50,000 sounds like a lot, but it's really nothing compared to how many people need to be aware. I mean, I can't do much with this channel. My channel is microscopic, and the people who come here are on a very spiritual kind of plane, and often we don't tune into these kind of three-dimensional financial realities and politics and economics and stuff. I do in my own way here, loosely, because, I've talked about it on some of the shows earlier. But here's the video. I'm just going to print the title here. It's called Warning. Fundamental change is coming to the U.S. economy. Okay, I'm writing this with a big Sharpie on a piece of paper, so my handwriting might look a bit weird, but I hope you can read that. I'm not going to put in links or anything because I just don't have the time or the energy. Okay, to be honest, and I didn't really plan any of this tonight. So what I'm going to do is go back to the stream here. Please, if you do one thing in the next 24, 36 hours, please make it this. Make this a priority. Watch this video, okay? He does lots of other videos on finance and global finance, and he's like an anchor for me, and it's helped me out tremendously in my life to try and turn things around where I have a chance to survive as well. So I'm just trying to pass it along to you guys too. Mark Moss, the video is titled, Warning, Fundamental Change is Coming to the U.S. Economy. Okay, that sounds, pretty innocuous. Let me go over here. Good evening and welcome. Hi, this is Lumination. We just started a new moon, a Scorpio new moon, and we've already moved on. The moon is already over there. I'll show you. Let's go back over here. The moon is already at the tail end of Sagittarius. It already traversed the last day and a half or so, almost 2 days, when it was in opposition to the North Node in Gemini at about 1 to 0 degrees Gemini. So the video I just mentioned was made on the 4th, and today's the 7th. So the day that video was made was when the moon was directly on the nodal axis of Sagittarius Gemini. And it highlighted some very shadowy, hidden kind of energies that really, truly need to be addressed, okay? We've already moved on because the moon moves very quickly relative to the other heavenly bodies in our Western astrology. For the last year and a half or so, the Gemini-Sagittarius axis has been in a very hard square with Neptune and Pisces. So the energy has been very much about fraud, deception, lies, betrayal, crime, just the propagation of evil all across the planet, all wrapped up as though somebody is trying to help you and save you, okay? It's just a classic playbook of vote for me and I will save you, okay? But they're playing very big right now because the people who are playing this game have figured out that out of about 7.5 billion people on the planet, about 7.2 billion are completely and utterly gullible and are completely able to be manipulated by the folks way up there at the top, operating from their, castles, okay? And so they've decided, wow, this is the perfect scam. And it's not just like a localized real estate scam. I just watched another scam video about 250,000 people over here in Australia just got systematically ripped off by a real estate scam, by professional scammers. And the most important link in the scam are the banks and the bankers, okay? And yet it's the banks and the bankers that we're supposed to trust. Everything is now being flipped around. The evil and the fraud that I'm talking about is being taken to the next level because the fraudsters and the criminals at the very, very top, again, I'm not going to mention their names on this anymore because you've probably heard of them before. They've realized, like, wow, there's nobody stopping us. We can just do whatever we want. There's nobody, there's people protesting. Okay, well. and I'm not going to take this injection. I'm not going to stand up for my rights being, ignored or violated. What? The perpetrators don't care. It's just like, the only way they can stop us is they got to kill us, okay? And they're too scared to do that. They don't think they have enough power, money, or guns, or bullets, or whatever. But anyway, so these criminals up here have realized that, wow, let's keep going. So the latest theme in their story, I'll just keep it sweet and short, is that the boss over here at this place called Washington, his name is, what's it called? Brandon? He's an old fellow, partly senile, and he is allegedly the elected leader of this country here. He's not my president. He's not my leader. But he's there anyway. That's all part of the fraud. Anyway, he has this girl who speaks on his behalf, and she has indicated that the American economy and the American banking system is about to be turned upside down into something completely different and something new. We've already had hints of this, UBI, Universal Basic Income, and things like that. But they're taking it to the next level because they've realized we can, so we're just going to keep bulldozing forward. You can find out a lot more about this when you watch the video that I mentioned, but the whole point is that what's going to happen is, like I told you years ago, the Federal Reserve banking system owns the federal government, okay? It's like a very sick marriage. And they are now turning into one thing. The Federal Reserve is the federal government, and the federal government is the Federal Reserve. And it's becoming completely obvious now that the federal government works for the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the ultimate perpetrator of evil in collusion with the CCP over here. And what they've done is they've decided, we're going to do this new banking thing, and it's already been set in motion. And what's going to happen is banking, as you know it, is fundamentally changing. That means the economy is going to change. Everything is turning into a command control economy, classic Russian style from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Same thing that they do in Venezuela, same thing that they do in Zimbabwe, same thing that they do in Cuba, in North Korea. Basically, it's centralized complete command and control communism. Okay? It's on the understanding that there's a few people at the very, very top who know better about what's good for you and your life and your world and your friends and your family. And they're going to take complete command and control, including your money. Every freaking penny of your money. Your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, your retirement, your IRAs, your 401ks, your savings, your basic checking account. If you're on welfare, it'll include your food stamps and your Medicaid, along with Medicare, and basically your whole financial landscape is now going to be filtered and directed straight into the Federal Reserve. They're doing it because they can. It's basically like an expanded version of what the government was already doing last year, where they send out money directly from the Federal Reserve and the Treasury direct into your bank account. And they figured out, it's worked. Nobody stopped us, and they kind of like it. Free money. So that's what's happening. So what happens? So there's places, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, Bank of America, all the big ones, and all the secondaries and tertiaries and the credit unions, they all become more or less obsolete. They're mostly going to be like relationship managers, It's very, very disturbing. And what is more disturbing is that the person who is going to run it all and who's modeling the whole thing comes from here, Moscow, Russia. Amarova. What's her name? Amarova? Natalia Amarova or something like that. Anyway, you'll see it when you watch the video from Mark Moss. And it's basically like putting a criminal in charge of the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury and the banking system, and how they have this master plan to completely take over anything and everything with your money. And it's at the point where it includes social engineering, social credit scores, social justice, okay? And it can all be managed by how they give and recover money. If you are misbehaving in any way, shape, or form that goes outside their algorithm, they take money from you, and you can't stop it. Okay, anyway, I'm just warning you. Let's go over here. Yeah. Hey, Carolina, I see you. Thank you very much. Hey, Kat. Hello, hey, Kat. Oh, look at that. Fancy Gregory's on a ferry from Martha's Vineyard to the mainland. Wow. Okay, just let me go here to the Astrodoodle for this evening. We have some extremely harsh squares going on between the Scorpio-Aquarius energy, okay? In a traditional Western astrology, the Scorpio-Aquarius dynamic is a hard square. That's what this is here, but it's multiplied many times because of Mercury and Mars and the Sun also tight and fairly close together here in Scorpio, hard squaring with Saturn and eventually Jupiter. And so it's a very, very, to me it looks like abuse. It's a classic pattern of abuse. And it's just the potential for abuse, and it's happening. It's happening because it can, and there's nothing stopping it. Right now there's nothing and nobody stopping the abuse, especially when it comes to finances, okay? Remember, Scorpio represents the house of other people's money, hidden resources, taxes, investments, investment banking, and all of that. And it is in a direct, hard square with the realities of money as portrayed here with Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is right in the middle. Okay, actually, let me mark the retrogrades. I should really actually mark the retrogrades while I'm at it, because the retrograde energies are still important and they need to be acknowledged. Uranus and Taurus retrograde, when it comes to finances, means we need to be on an extreme high alert about what is happening with the subject of money. Not just in your life, your job, your wallet, but on planet Earth. The whole subject of money for Earth, for humanity. It's retrograde. So anything and everything that needs to be, let's say, ripped apart, pulled apart, diagnosed for what is not working is happening right now. Neptune is still retrograde. Neptune, when it is in shadow energy, is, by sign it's still hard because it's like Pisces versus the Gemini is still hard, but it's not a direct angle. But anyway, we're talking about the energy of fraud, but we're taking it on a whole new scale. It's globalized fraud. It's not just your local scammer, your local real estate scammer, or cryptocurrency scammer, or just some petty scammer thief. This is globalized fraud. And what's happening here with the North Node in Gemini, the way I see it, is there's this massive yod. This is a massive finger of God, okay? Venus in Capricorn, Sagittarius, Moon in Sagittarius almost conjoined here, but effectively one energy, pounding very hard on the Gemini North Node, which is roughly in the 0 to 1 degree mark. So it is at the energy of, I would say, desperation, like we need to get the final message across to the world, people. There is a massive fraud being perpetrated on humanity, people. We've been talking about it for a year and a half at least, and it's happening right now, and it's right in your face. It's right in your faces. It's right in my face. It's out there. It's fully broadcasted, okay? Just check out this video. It's not something that they're going to, celebrate on mainstream media, but this information is now available to the world, okay? It's extremely sick. It's extremely frightening. It's extremely disturbing. But at least when you're aware of it, you have a chance to survive. So my personal plan is to figure out, well, since I know this is here, since I know this is coming, how am I going to live around this and get around it so I do not get screwed over by this massive fundamental change, which is basically theft and fraud. This yod here, okay, Mercury, communications regarding other people's money, okay, deep, deep, deep down here, is a powerful message. Wake up, people. Please, humanity, wake the up. We are getting screwed. You are getting screwed. And the people who are doing it are the people who are supposed to be protecting you, taking care of you. The banks, the bankers, the real estate agents, all the infrastructure that is supposedly designed to be there for us. They are now the enemy, okay? I've talked about this many times over. Here we are for the whole world. What's happening over here is going to affect the whole world. What's happening over here is going to affect the whole world. There's stuff happening here right now which is so bad that when it implodes, and I'm talking about over the next 1 or 2 or 3 years, it's going to be a SHIT storm over planet Earth. And all the evil and bad stuff that's happening here, as it unfolds over the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be a SHIT storm all over planet Earth in terms of wealth, money, and finance, the way it's being completely and globally restructured. The restructuring is about how the elites are creating a world that from their view, it is now a factory farm. I've talked about this many times. The elites now look at this as a factory farm. They own it, they operate it, and they milk it, and they harvest all the meat and the milk and the juice and the energy and the life out of it for their consumption at your expense. But they will present it to you as if they are doing you a favor. In other words, vote for me, believe in me, trust me, and I will save you. Okay? That's what's happening right now. The thing, right now inside of me, I'm not, how can I say this? Like, the reason I'm not screaming or going berserk is because all of this was inevitable. It's inevitable. And I actually now feel vindicated. Like, it's like, I feel like, I told you so. I told you so. Okay? Yeah. So, thank you, Jeffrey. Yes. Inflation is just one tiny part of the problem. Seriously. Okay? It depends where you are in the world and which commodities and markets and cities, locations where you're. If you're over here in South America, when you're dealing with soy and corn and wheat and beef, they have a lot of problems over here right now. If you're over here in this place, China, they have a lot of problems because they've been perpetrating the CCP fraud for several decades now, and it's coming apart. What they did was they took the free market model of like free market capitalism, lending and borrowing to grow and expand, and they took it to extremes because they felt that in their arrogance, like, we'll control it, it's okay. But what's happening is, however bad things were or are in the United States regarding all the implosions that happened in 2008, 2009 when Pluto entered Capricorn, guess what's going to happen when Pluto enters Aquarius in a few years? Guess what's going to happen? China is just going to turn into this, like, I don't know, convulsing, like, to me it feels like it's going to be like in a convulsing, extreme situation where, like an animal that's under attack, where it starts to realize, oh, we're collapsing, we're dying, and the more it does that, the more it starts to become more violent to try and save its life and protect itself. What's happening is that we're heading to a situation with this place over here, China, that is very similar to what happened over here in 2008 when Pluto entered Capricorn, at the most critical part of the American astrology chart. Pluto in Aquarius is entering a point of extreme, let's say, because it's Pluto, it's transformation, profound and utter transformation, and it's going to be starting in a couple of years when Pluto enters Aquarius, okay? So it's going to be like a very long, slow moving, like Mark said, like a slow moving earthquake. And it's going to unfold in front of our very eyes. A lot of us live our lives, every few minutes, every few hours, every few days at a time. And it's hard to forecast or live like more than a week ahead, or we sometimes forget everything except the legacy that's behind us from a few days ago. Personally, I like to live in the moment, in the now, where that's all there is. Forget about the past, forget about the future, focus on now. And all I'm saying is that right now, tonight, I realize that I had to convey these messages to you. This is a little tarot astrology channel, but hopefully this news will appear on the mainstream media. If and when it does, it will be presented in such a way as that this is a wonderful thing. It's not, okay? It's okay, how can I say this? It's like, well, what can you do? I don't have any way of controlling any of this. I can't cast any spells. I can't use any voodoo or Zen or extreme hyper self-heal yoga stuff to deal with this. The only thing I can do is acknowledge the facts and the information and figure out, what now? What now? What now? What now? What are we going to do? You've got to make decisions, okay? So what are you going to do? What are you guys going to do to deal with what's happening and what is coming our way? Have you ever thought about any of this? Have you extrapolated your finances into the 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Have you taken any of that into account? Are you living your life on autopilot, believing and trusting that your sources of income and your banks and your leaders are there to look after you? Please understand now that this is not the case. It may look like they're there to take care of you. What they are trying to do, and so far they're succeeding, is they're getting closer and closer and closer to farming the world where you are the debt cow that I wrote about in my book. Okay? Basically, debt cows on a slave camp. Slaves in debt. These guys have a lot of problems over here because they are debt cows on a slave camp. I mean, we have a lot of problems here, but this is on a whole other scale. And it is destined to implode. I guarantee the CCP model will implode. Okay? Maybe in my lifetime, maybe not, but it will implode. It's not a sustainable model. Oh no, hold on. I saw something from Carolina. What was that? Queen of Waters. Oh, hello, Queen of Water. I didn't see you there. Hi. Yeah, Queen of Water. I've seen some really scary stuff coming out of Sky News. I don't know what to say. It sounds like Australia is already under the grip of a communist regime, communist agenda, and there's still a lot of fraud and crime going on there to take advantage of the innocent Australian public. Carolina was like, yeah. Oh, hi, Lena. Hopefully we'll talk again soon. It's her. She's saying her first dose of the vax made her really bad. I mean, sick. Okay, there's some other stuff that I'd like to share with you about the vax and those injections. I don't know how to do this because it's basically like a link. It's a very obscure link. I guess I could figure out a way to share it in the links below, but frankly right now I just can't be bothered because there's so much disturbing stuff going on that I'm already over that one. I'm worried. We're already on to the next scary thing. You have to understand that these injections, they're not there to save you. They're not there to help you. It's all about command and control, about transhumanism. It's all about barcoding the human being all across planet Earth so that the people who run everything through the command and control business model based on the CCP, based on communist Russia, Marxism, Leninism, and all of that stuff. They're doing that for their advantage, and you're literally just an expendable. You're literally an expendable. Like a cow, like a chicken, like a goat, like a turkey, like a salmon, all on a fish farm. You know. So some people are lucky they just get the saline jab. Some people get the full jab. I have a friend of mine. He got his jab. I've never seen anyone look so sick and acting in denial. Like, everything's okay. Hi. He looked really, really sick. And what made me really sad is that he's a hardcore lefty. And so he believes in all this beautiful stuff. You know, the climate agenda. And, you know, no more meat eating, all of that stuff. I don't want to go into all that doom and gloom stuff, but anyway, because we could be here for like freaking hours. If everybody doesn't mind, I don't really have the ability to do readings tonight, so what I'm going to do, I've done this before, now I've got 3 backed up. Let me go over here. Okay, Robin, thank you very much. Your magic post-it note is going to go in hold for next time. Gregory, same thing. You got one in the bank, okay? And I also still owe one to Melanie McCall. She still hasn't shown up. Well, she did, but it was too late last week. Let me just make one for Melanie. We'll start from scratch, okay? All right. So you guys here, I owe you, all right? I was having a talk with Love Schreiber today. Just, casual chat in between things, And we stumbled on the subject of money and finances. The way my astrology is built, without going into detail, there's a heavy, heavy emphasis on money in my chart. Okay? What is money? Where does it come from? Where does it go? What does it mean? And also the relationships that go with money. Employers, debtors, borrowers, investments, savings, other people's money. I've helped a whole bunch of people with their finances in a very kind of informal, indirect way. And I'm obviously not a financial advisor. And I don't have any, big bank accounts to prove about how amazing I am with money. All I know is that I have certain understandings and awareness about money. And there's a lot of fraud and fakery that goes on with the world of money, as you know. The whole global financial system is based on one massive fraud. It's one massive Ponzi scheme that is designed and operated and managed by the people at the very top who operate the scheme. And what was it? Love Schreiber, I think, said, Henry Ford said, if the American people actually knew and understood how the federal banking system works, you would rise up in arms and take them down tomorrow to make sure they never do that evil again. Okay? But look at us. Here we are today. We are still utterly in the grip of the U.S. Federal Reserve and the U.S. federal government. They now literally treat us like expendable cattle. That's it. They are there to milk us and harvest resources from us. They basically bleed us and milk us and market us and feed off of us. It's an amazing system. It really is the most mind-boggling, biggest fraud imaginable. It's so big and it's so well presented that everybody believes in it. And they've been believing in it since 1913. That's when it went big time. It went really big time in 1972, and there's no looking back. Everything went berserk when the president at the time basically said, Wall Street, we're going to bail you out. And that president, that guy said, I'm going to give you $780 billion to pardon you for all the errors that happened because of your banking business. Well, here we are in 2021. We're close to the end of Pluto in Capricorn. And everything is far worse than ever because all that president did was give a green light to keep the fraud going. Eventually, it is going to implode. It will collapse. That's what's happening. We're looking at a controlled demolition of the United States, the American dollar, in order that a new system, fundamental change, can be superimposed on planet Earth as what they are calling a new world order. Okay? The beauty about this little video is that years from now, maybe we can look back and I can say, I told you so. Or, oh, why didn't you do anything? I told you, blah, 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 watch the video, blah, 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 watch the video, do this, do that. So the real question is, as far as I am concerned, and this is where I feel I have a lot of question marks, how can I help people? I have some ideas, and I've been doing a lot of homework, but I feel very kind of innocent and naive and unproven in my own strategy, because it's quite extreme and it's very new, and I feel like I need more time. But let's just say I can prove it. I would love to share that with you folks, because the way I'm looking forward for myself is that I'm still here. I'm going to be here for decades. So I have to find a way to live through and around this fundamental change in such a way that they don't kill me or bleed me or strip me of my independence, my privacy, my wealth, my rights, my sovereignty. It's not going to happen. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where there's going to be a bunch of this, okay? So you might want to take that into account, okay? There's other ways you can protect yourself, okay? Protect your money, protect your privacy, protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Share the news about the fraud, okay? There's no escape. It doesn't matter how pious you are, if you're a hardcore Democrat lefty and you believe in all the carbon this and the anti-carbon that and vegetarian bug meat for everybody, and we're going to cool the world down through carbon tax credits and everything. Great. That's all a big smoke screen for the big financial fraud that is being perpetrated on you, me, and everybody else on planet Earth. In other words, it's the same old story again. Believe in me. Trust me. Vote for me. And I will save you. Wink, wink. Let's do this now. Okay? So, obviously you can tell I'm joking, right? Right? There's a song I'd love to play, but I can't play it because it'll be a copyright violation. So I'm not going to play it. I'm going to go back over here just for a second. This is very extreme right now. This is a very fleeting message of energy. It's wake the up, people. Understand what's happening with the communications, day-to-day commerce, and what is being perpetrated upon you. It is a fraud. What counts is truth. Truth has been completely removed, annihilated, manipulated, dissolved, repackaged. Okay? Hello, Ninja Yika. I am guided, I am protected. Wow, yeah. Oh, man. In some way, I've got these. It's been a strange day. We're just coming out of the new moon, okay? I'm just trying to vindicate my behavior here tonight. I'm not going to do these readings, okay? I don't have it in me. The clock's changed today. There's been a lot of stuff that has to be done. We just had the Scorpio new moon, and let's see what, in 10 days or so, we're going to have the Scorpio Taurus eclipse, okay? So please, really pay attention. If you don't pay much attention to your finances right now, please watch this video and then start asking questions to yourself about your financial world, okay? And what the hell are you going to do to protect your money, protect your privacy, and protect yourself. Because this stuff is real, it is coming, okay? The message is going to be much more clear and obvious at the eclipse, okay? The eclipse is in the middle of the month. It's the 19th of November. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Taurus, right around here. That is all about money, okay, everybody? And very, 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 very soon, the North Node is going to move into Taurus for about a year and a half, okay? So the subject of money on a global scale is going to become even more important than ever before. On a global scale, but also down to you, each one of us as individuals. What the hell is happening with you in your life, in your world regarding money? How is your money coming into your life? Where is it going out? Who do you owe money? Who owes money to you? Who is stealing your money? Hint, hint. We know this already. And how can you protect your money, protect your privacy, and protect yourself going forward? Because this is a super, ultra, highly three-dimensional material energy field that we're going through right now. Uranus is there. It's retrograde. It's shaking everything up, especially with the world of money. And while it is shaking everything up, those people who are looking to exploit all the weaknesses in humanity, hint, hint, are going to do whatever they can to subvert and destroy what is good for humanity in order to benefit the oligarchs. Okay, so I'm just kind of warning you. I still haven't figured out a time or a day to have a private group reading because I don't feel confident enough yet. I'm doing a lot of homework and research on like really far end extreme finance strategies to migrate out of the world that we know today and into a new world which is going to start to unfold in a few years, especially when Pluto enters Aquarius, okay? In a couple of years, Pluto's going to enter Aquarius. It's going to change the whole of fricking planet Earth, especially when it comes to the United States and China, okay? United States is born South Node in Aquarius. So the whole of the United States South Node is going to be slammed for about 18 years, okay? It's a humongous change on planet. I don't know how to describe it. The only thing is I can tell you is that I'm going to be living through this in my lifetime, and so are you. So we got to figure this out. It's also going to affect China because China is born with Aquarius rising and Moon in Aquarius. Okay? It's as if... Okay, there's Aquarius on the horizon. Okay? United States is born with Sagittarius on the horizon, and Aquarius is over here at the 4th house level. Okay? Roughly. That's, America is heavily, very much about home and family. Okay? Protecting the home and the family. It's a very Cancerian energy, 4th house, okay? With Aquarius there. United States is born with Moon in Aquarius. China is born with Moon in Aquarius. There's a profound link between China and the United States astrologically. And we're going to witness this thing, this really sick, weird thing playing out in our lifetimes over the next 20 years. Okay? So I'm just giving you a heads up right now. Okay? I don't know what to say. I feel like I've said what I have to say. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. I can't do any readings. I'm not depressed. I don't want you to be depressed by all the scary things I've been sharing tonight. What I am doing is I'm inviting you guys to wake up, open your eyes and understand what is actually happening. And then, okay, well, if that's how things are, what do we do now? What now? What now? What now? What now? What now? The process of decision making. Are you going to choose to stay in denial? Love Triber has been telling me stories about friends of hers who are in complete, utter denial of what's happening around us. Those particular people are people who've chosen to believe in MSM, mainstream media. They believe and trust the perpetrators. That's their choice. The reason they choose that is because the perpetrators are so convincing in their perpetration. So you believe them. So the friends that Love Triber is talking about are basically innocent. You can't judge them or condemn them or say, oh, you're stupid or anything like that. They are literally unaware because they're innocent. Okay? They actually believe in their perpetrators. They trust their perpetrators. I don't. I'm just the opposite. Anyway, the beauty about clarity and knowledge and information, and especially truth. The truth, like they say, sets you free. Okay? That yod, I talked about, okay, this thing over here. To me, this looks like a screaming wake-up call for the very, very, very last time for about another 19 years or so. Because it's going to take another 19 years for this to come around over here, okay? In the meantime, what? So, right now, okay, so this yod here, this is the finger of God. This is an inescapable energy that creates a lot of pressure that's very hard to ignore. And it feels like, in other words, if you do ignore it, or if you're not conscious or aware about what this is, then it feels very uncomfortable. I am acutely aware of what this is about, so I do not feel uncomfortable at all. Instead, I feel the Gemini energy of communication. I want to share what I have discovered with you guys so that you can reduce your discomfort and reduce your chances of being abused, pulverized, betrayed, raped, assaulted, robbed by the elites. I'm just trying to help, okay? So I feel very calm. Anyway. Yeah. So this is happening. This is a very, very brief thing because in a matter of days, the North Node is going to shift into Taurus. And from there, we're going to deal with a year and a half or so about the subject of money on a whole scale that we haven't talked about in 20 years, okay? 20 years ago, I did not have the Terra Lumination channel. 20 years ago, I was still doing astrology and very amateur readings for people, but this is 20 years later. And believe me, it was money. Money is an incredibly important topic when the North Node goes into Taurus, okay? So, how does that look for you? Oh, wait a minute. The chat has become extremely lively. What's going on here? Wait a minute. Who's that Jennifer? Actually, Jennifer Johnson, I have a feeling you've been here before. Hello from an airplane somewhere over the United States. Whoa. Okay, Jennifer. How the heck do you do that? I didn't know you could operate telecoms from an airplane if you're a passenger? Huh? That's freakish. Wow. Oh, man. Hold on, give me a second here. Oh yeah, let me just share something with you just for fun. This is completely off topic. Here's a little paper map that I picked up yesterday at a little restaurant way out in the desert, okay? If you look here, can you see this? This is Las Vegas. It's not looking very good here. Oh man, hold on. Can I do this? There you go. Okay, do you see Las Vegas? Okay. And you see over here, this is Lake Mead. This is the biggest man-made reservoir, I think, in America, if not the world. And this is the Boulder Dam over here. This is where they get a lot of electricity for Las Vegas and parts of California and Arizona. Well, this incredible thing here called Lake Mead is like a work of art, and the Boulder Dam here is like a work of art. It's a truly beautiful thing. And it was made with, enthusiasm and optimism in the 1930s. And there was a time when this lake was really full. And the other day I was very lucky to do a couple of road trips way out here into the deserts. And you can see that the water level is falling to catastrophic minimals, okay? And they've already shut down the dam. The water is so low. There's no water here, okay? This water would not be here unless it was created by, human beings. They decided to plug it up here. The water backs up, it all fills up, and they have this big lake. They use hydroelectric. Anyway, what I was trying to share is that the things that I'm talking... Okay, let's go back to Uranus. Things that I've been talking about financially over here, Uranus and Taurus, it's also about physical materialism. Money is very much about physical materialism. What's working, what's not working. Radical transformations and shifts, and a wake up call. So everybody knows already that everything west of the Mississippi is starting to dry out and burn out, and there's not enough water, and there's too many people, and it's becoming very frightening. And there's no better example than Las Vegas and Western California. Southern California, okay? Anyway, what happened was I took this trip with my brother. We went way out into the mountains and the hills. When you get out here, it's like being on planet Mars because of the rocks and the desert and everything. It's staggeringly beautiful. Absolutely staggeringly beautiful. And the air was beautiful and super clean. And then we got inside this little place here called the Inside Scoop. And that was like a mom and pop diner, and we had amazing food. And we looked at each other, me and my brother, we looked at each other, and we kind of realized what the heck is happening with planet Earth. We didn't go into deep conversation, but we both kind of looked at each other. It was like this kind of realization. Let me see if I can act this out. As you know, some of you, I was in Hollywood for many years, and I had my time as an actor. Anyway, there's me and my brother. We're hanging out. Hey, Dave. Blah, 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 blah. Are you sensing what I'm sensing? And Dave's like, yeah, I see it too. And Dave, do you have any plans? He's like, actually, no. We're going to figure it out as we go along. Okay, I'm going to share something else with you folks tonight. When it comes down to the nitty-gritty, my brother and me are very, very close, okay? At some levels, we are completely far apart on certain parts of politics and finance and whatever, but in other parts, we are very, very close. And you get to the point where it's like American politics. It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter who's actually in office over here. It's a machine. It just keeps going. It's like a massive cancerous machine. Its only desire is to grow and grow and grow and take more and more and more money from you. That's become its job now. It has morphed from an agency that's designed originally to protect and defend our rights and stand up for our rights while we take care of business. Instead, they have taken a lot of our rights and privacies. Anyway, I didn't get into any political fights about it, but what I'm trying to do here is kind of wake people up. However weird and destabilizing and frightening things might be right now with things like inflation, food, economy, climate, weather, finances, global finances, personal finances, traditional money like fiat, fake currency, and then real money like gold and crypto. We're just heading into the storm. We're not in the storm yet. We're heading into it. The real storm is going to start in about 2 years, 2.5 years or so. I wish I could share more, but I really don't have much more in me. So I am going to wrap it up. How am I going to do this effectively? Give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's Jennifer again. Wait. Oh, thanks for responding. The plane has Wi-Fi. Jennifer Johnson, the plane has Wi-Fi. What? Hey, Jennifer, I've traveled a lot. I've been on many airplanes. I've lived in many cities, many houses. And I know that when you go on a big airplane, there are some of them have a service where you can like dial into to get the airplane internet. But I always thought that was like an in-house, self-contained internet where you get whatever it is that the airline wants to feed you. But I had no idea that that you could actually do Wi-Fi. So you can do Wi-Fi from that airplane without interfering with the the traditional airplane thing, like do not use your smartphone. You're not allowed to do anything. Blah blah. Switch off your phone. Hold on, I gotta. Huh? Oh. Oh. Sorry, my head is spinning just a minute because of what Jennifer Johnson was talking about. So I had no idea. I'm okay. My life isn't so incredibly critical where I have to be online on a Wi-Fi when I'm on an airplane. I really don't care. I kind of like the idea of being in a little bubble way up in the clouds, in space, in the sky. And I can just daydream. It's wonderful for daydreaming. I'm very, very lucky like that. Oh, I like that. This is Carolina. Okay, what you're saying, Carolina Burt, it's by choice, okay? Huh? Okay, so I'm kind of spinning out here because of everything that I'm feeling recently with the Scorpio new moon and the time change. And there's some very important things happening here. Got to deal with all of that. And my own personal awakening. It's like I should start watching my own videos. That I'm at that point. I'm not really, but I feel like I'm very at that point, like, oh my God, I have to watch my own video again. What the hell was I just saying? You guys are not. I love you guys. You got some crazy chat going on there. Thank you. Makes me feel. I'm really glad I actually did open up the show tonight, just for the purposes of hanging out. Give me a second. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hang out a little bit more, because to me this is like the perfect opportunity for me to have another one of these. I will be winding things up very soon. But I've kind of reached a point of neutrality now that I've shared what I wanted to share with you. The most important thing tonight on this show is the link to that video from Mark Moss. I'll get back there in a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to do a bit of this, a bit of this, and a bit of this. Okay, a bit of this. Watch this video, okay, people? So give me a second. I want to share something, and I'll be right back because, basically because I want to. Yeah. So, whew. Cheers, everyone. I love my apple juice. All right. Let me get back over here for a second. Clickety click. Alien dance. It got so. It's funny what happens when you just open a YouTube video live stream and you just kind of freaking go for it. Okay, let's be honest. I have outrageous ambitions, okay? See this little place over here? I don't know if you can see it on the screen. This is New Zealand. Some of you know that I love this place, and I have some very loving connections and friends and relationships over there. It's very, very difficult to get in and out of this country, probably more than anywhere else on earth, because they are extremely protective of their money and their privacy and themselves, their land, their resources, their ocean, the water, their community, the timber, all of it. They are aware. They only have, okay, over here in New Zealand, they only have about 4 million people here. Okay? New Zealand is about the size of California. It's about the size of the United Kingdom. There's California. But just in California alone, there's 40 million people. Okay? So that gives you an idea of how much free space there is. Now, it doesn't actually feel that way because New Zealand has this really cozy feel to it. But really, there's not a lot of people. Sometimes you can drive long distances and hardly see any car or anybody or anything. You'll see a lot of sheep. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make is that I still have this sort of humanitarian, egalitarian theme inside of me, which would best be expressed, as far as I'm concerned, by owning a lovely piece of property where people like you could come and visit and stay for free, where all you have to do is figure out the airfare. I don't know if this will ever happen, because for this to happen, I have to make a boatload of money. Anyway, my super ambition was to set it up over here, and I actually had the Patreon thing set up and all of that stuff, and we had thousands and thousands of subscribers, and it was very, very active. All of that's gone. Thanks, YouTube. Great. And so I'm kind of trying to reconfigure my aspirations, my hopes, my dreams. The Aquarian energy is very, very strong right now. We have Saturn in Aquarius, which is about the reality of check, about like, well, what are you going to do during this episode of Saturn in Aquarius? What does this actually mean? How are you going to uphold the responsibilities, commitments, and obligations, and the manifestation of a genuine Aquarian theme? How are you going to do that? The Jupiter in Aquarius is saying like, whoa, we can do this. This is going to be awesome. We can connect the whole world with the whole world. We're all connected. It's the humanity show. You know, it's planet Earth where we're all connected. Everyone's connected to everybody. And that's all happening simultaneously. But for me personally, it would be the equivalent. Okay, let me try and get this across. It would be the equivalent of, like, okay, I'm just talking about it's not a fantasy. This is actually, I feel I would love this. It's like where I actually have a piece of property. It's somewhere on Earth. It's gorgeous. Probably 4 seasons. Lots of green. It's very private. It's very safe. It's very secure. It's very well protected and very well guided. Okay? And we've already figured out how to live a parallel life while all the other scary, weird SHIT is happening on planet Earth. So I might sound like I'm some kind of idealistic nutcase. But anyway, I still feel that way. We'll talk about this again another time. I'm gonna... oh... Whoa. Yeah, I know that the YouTube algorithm is doing a lot of scrubbing. My channel is still here, so I must be doing something right. I know, Carolina, I know all about Twitch and BitChute and Rumble and Foxhole and whatever they're called, all these other places. But there's YouTube is, I don't know. We're on Twitch now too, Caroline. Okay, all right. You know, Twitch is built for gamers, you know. You can do live stream on Twitch. You can do like super chat on Twitch, and that's great. Maybe we'll try that. But it's the reason I haven't really gone too much over in those directions, like with BitChute and Twitch and Rumble and all the other ones that are starting to provide alternatives, is because you have to import your audience, because there's no natural audience base, so it's like starting everything from scratch again, and I don't know if I have the time or energy or inclination to do that, so I just keep kind of like bumbling along here on YouTube. I've tried all the other ones. I already tried them years ago. I like Carolina's business model. Do lots of really fun, silly stuff to make a lot of money fast, and then say bye-bye. Here's another place where you can go. It's down here. Over here. Okay, here's the equator. Okay, remember? Right, this is the equator. All right, get it? This is the equator. All right. Now, if you've noticed, below the equator, you've got most of South America. You've got kind of a chunk of South Africa. You got a little bit of Indonesia. You got Australia and New Zealand. That's it. You know, a couple 100 million people or whatever. So what? Everybody else lives from the equator upwards in the north. We got 7.5 billion people. Almost all of them are up here. And then there's a few down here. That's okay. No big deal. It's just how it is geographically. I've been very, very lucky because I've had a taste of what it's like to be over here in beautiful New Zealand. There are other places too, you know. But we live in a box. We live in a cage. It's a beautiful cage. This is planet Earth. This is our home now. So what are we going to do with it? Let's make the best of it. If we're honest with each other, the planet Earth is now a cage. It's a box. There is no physical, three-dimensional, pioneering, the age of exploration. All the exploration that's being done is in outer space or laboratories, because we've already explored everything on planet Earth. Everything on planet Earth is already kind of demarcated and allocated towards, corporations and properties for, oil and gas, timber, copper, lithium, gold, and so on and so on. It's already everything's already been done. It's all been done. So what are we going to do now? So what some people are doing, they're creating an alternate reality, the metaverse. Thanks, Mark. That you can thank Zark Zuckerberg for that, because everybody hates his guts. He's one of the most evil people in the world, and he's just figured it out. So he decided, I better change my name. Yeah, it's just old school. Like if in the old days in the Westerns, in the 1890s or whatever, if you were a really bad, unpopular person over here in Kansas City, you just move over to Santa Fe and you change your name. Nobody knows, nobody cares, and you're a new person. You start a new life. You can't do that anymore. People think they can, so they try. Mark is doing it. So yeah, we're going into a massive, convulsive, slow moving transformation of humanity, most obviously recognized through the global financial system. God help us all. ECAT. Wait, what's ECAT? What's going on here? Your last YouTube channel got terminated within half an hour, middle of live stream. Yeah. I'm not sorry. I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have my show shut down by YT. Anyway, I was talking about how I have these kind of idealistic, materialistic fantasies about making a ton of money, and then I have a beautiful piece of property, and it's very private and safe and ultra secure, and all you folks, because you're part of like a little secret private cult. You're part of a private thing where we understand what's going on, and you can come over and hang out. And you will be accepted, you will be recognized, you will be appreciated, you will be loved, you will be shared, and you will share with us and we'll share with you. It's a very Aquarian thing. It's one thing to do that in a cerebral way, but the way we do it in three-dimensional terms is that you have a community. The subject of community is going to become very, very big starting in a few years when Pluto hits Aquarius. The whole thing is going to be talking about humanity, the club of humanity. What does that mean to be a part of humanity? Because you've got to do what works, okay? I guess the easiest way to describe it, think of Pluto and Aquarius like the penguins, okay? I was hanging out here with Love Triber watching some videos, and some of them were about nature. I love nature stuff. I love things about animals and wildlife and about pet rescues and things like that. Some of it's very tragic and very painful, but in general, I like to stay optimistic. And there's a very powerful theme that is very, very easy to see in the life in the world of penguins. It's the same story for any living organism, whether you're a big tree or a small plant or a minnow or an alligator or a frog or a flamingo. It kind of doesn't matter. It's survival. It's like you're born, you live, and then you die. And when you're alive, your whole physiology is dedicated to surviving this day so that you can wake up to the next day and have life from scratch again. And so when you look at these documentaries about penguins, March of the Penguins and YouTube videos about penguins in wintertime and stuff, you really see how it's very, very clear. You take a population of penguins, and if you take a drone and you look at it from 1,000 feet up in the sky, and you look down at the penguins, it just looks like a swarm. They just swarm. They all stay together. They look after themselves. They look after each other. The men look after the women look after the men. They do that. The men and the women look after the babies. They all know genetically that for several months every year it's going to get really freaking cold where you can't do anything. And so they huddle up together and then they shuffle round, where some penguins get to spend, a period of time inside the cluster. And then other penguins sacrifice themselves and they go to the outside of the cluster where they have to face the buffets and the wind. And when they can't take it anymore, they force themselves inside the cluster, and then someone else can take the pain. And it's all done in a very egalitarian, humanitarian, Aquarian manner, where it really doesn't matter about the individual. What really counts is the community. We, the community, we, the people, have to stay alive. We cannot survive without each other. The community is made up of individuals, but there is no single individual that goes round telling all the other penguins what to do and how to do it, and how you're going to be my slave, and I'm going to make you do whatever I want you to do for my benefit. That doesn't exist in the world of penguins. Human beings do that, and they do that extremely well. Look at the communists. Look at Russia, China, Venezuela, North Korea, and all those totalitarian places over here in the Middle East too, and a bunch of them over in Africa, all that stuff. But with the penguins, it's a very clear, simple story. We're in this together. You are no important than me, and I'm no more important than you. We each have our individual unique characteristics, but in order to survive and thrive, we're here for each other. So the Aquarian theme is very evident in the penguin movies and stories, and they're going to become more evident with humanity when Pluto moves into Aquarius. Okay, so right now Pluto's in Capricorn, and it's at a point of extreme pressure, and when it gets to 27 degrees Capricorn, seriously, people, watch out. Okay, we're not there yet, but in 2022 we're going to hit that point. Okay, I don't know the details of what's going to happen. All I can tell you is that when Pluto hits 27 degrees Capricorn and it conjoins the United States Pluto in 27 degrees Capricorn, it's going to have ripple effects across the whole world. Okay, and after that, it's just a year or so, whatever, until it moves into Aquarius. So that's kind of why I was talking about a very, very slow moving transformation. Fundamental, profound transformation. There's a huge difference between Pluto in Capricorn and Pluto in Aquarius. And we're going to live through this in our lifetimes. This is historic. I don't know what else to say. It's just historic, okay? I see your notes. Yeah. I want to go back to the Aquarian theme for a minute because we're going to be talking about this more and more and more over the next few years, assuming I'm still here with a channel or whatever, however we do it. It's going to happen. And it's where it's kind of like we share, and I bring to the table whatever I can bring to the table. You bring to the table whatever you can bring to the table. And it's for the sake of the survival of the community. And the community that I'm talking about is the community on which there is a shared, let's say, awareness or agenda. In other words, personally for myself, I'm very interested in what is good for the people, we the people. Each individual, each single individual in the context of the community, okay, which is very closely aligned with the United States Constitution. Right now, the United States Constitution is the single largest obstacle to the proliferation of evil across the planet by the elites, okay? We the people over here, there's about 80 million people. Some of them are tagged as, conservatives or Republicans or right-wing extremists or constitutionalists or fundamentalists and all of that stuff. Or, I don't know, God, guns, gasoline. Those kind of folks. Fine. However you want to define it, okay? Cree. Cree, you've been here before. Hello. Good evening. Anyway, we're kind of heading into these very, very slow but extremely profound shift and change in humanity. Global politics, global finances, climate, all of that stuff. It's going to become really obvious, whoever you are, wherever you live. There's a lot of people who are just going to be blindsided. Literally billions of people are going to be blindsided by what is heading our way astrologically. I will be affected. You will be affected. No matter how much homework I do on the astrology to try and get advanced awareness about where we're heading, about what could happen, I will still be as blindsided as anyone else. Pluto in Aquarius. It's impossible to predict where this is going. The only thing you can predict is expect the unexpected. There you go. You know what? That's a good place for me just to shut up and stop and say goodnight. Hello, Cree. Hi, Carolina. Thank you for your very active, profound contributions. Hello, Queen of Water. Man, I don't know what to do because you guys are really going for it. Do you mind if I just play a piece of music and just tap out of here very gently and slowly? How am I gonna do this? What, Monica? Who's this? Oh, Monica. Who are you? Thanks for visiting, by the way. It says every administration is hooked up to this hijacking. The Republicans, Democrats, Biden, Trump, they're all connected to this. Vera 747 speaks on what is going on. Vera 747, is that a YouTube channel? Carolina says, a psychology teacher told me, animals don't have a conscience. They don't have ego. They are wise. It's true. Oh God, you guys are crazy with the chat. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. Normally I don't play around with the chat so much, but it's been very interesting. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me just catch up here. Sorry. Oh, all right. There we go. All right, okay. Yeah, Monica, where are you? I'm curious. Jennifer Johnson is actually in an airplane right now. Somehow or other, Jennifer Johnson has figured out how to go onto the airplane Wi-Fi and chat with us here tonight live. To me, that just blows my mind. I'm sorry, it just completely, utterly blows my mind. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm here in my space, in my studio in Las Vegas, and there's Jennifer Johnson in an airplane, like, chat, Lumination, chat. It's amazing. Well, look at me. I never knew that. I didn't know. I had no idea, Monica. Why didn't you say that before? Thank you, Monica. Wow. Yeah, where are you? Monica, just tell everybody where you are. Thank you for joining us in the chat. If you love the channel, that's great. Hi, Carolina. Oh, by the way, everybody, Carolina is over there. Carolina from Argentina. ECAT, where's ECAT? I can't remember where everybody's located. I have this kind of weird fetish about where people are located. I know Queen of Water is over here, right over there, kind of the Melbourne area. I know there's a lot of really scary things happening with the government and the communist agenda going on in Australia. I know New Zealand is starting to feel a lot of pain and pressure now because of the lockdown. It's already insane over here in China. China is already heading towards a massive economic implosion. Woohoo! Yeah. Monica May, you just asked the perfect question. Let me show you. Stay right there, Monica. Of course, Monica May is talking about none other than, oh, excuse me, I got the wrong book. Oops. Where is my book, by the way? Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about the weird improvised. Monica's in New York. I've been kind of hinting at this, Carolina, okay? Where it's about time, like in the United States, you have to understand, I'm probably stepping out of my zone here, but in the United States, there are a lot of people who are very well protected already, hint, hint, all right? But the people who really cherish our freedoms, our sovereignty, our rights, our privacies, they typically do not go round flashing this stuff everywhere like, whoa, gangsta. They are the last people who will ever draw on you. That's where we are right now. And so what's happening in the United States, we're reaching a kind of a level of a pressure cooker where there's enough, like there's hundreds, if not thousands of YouTube channels over here who are saying that any minute now we're heading towards civil war. Violent, hot civil war. Okay? They're actually talking about it. But there comes like a, what do they call it? Like a moment of, like in chemistry, they call it titration, where you call it that moment of change, where there's the before and the after. Like the actual precipitation from life before to life after, when it comes to war or civil war, if it's a hot war, comes down to when that first shot is fired and who fires it and who gets killed. So it's just like what's happening with China, where you get these, it's like setting up a fight. Like if you know anything about warfare, what happens is that the intimidator will set things up where they keep pushing a lot of pressure on the intended victim until the intended victim is so terrified that they protect and defend themselves by shooting first. And then the perpetrator says, I got you now. Now I have the moral, legal rights to destroy you and kill you and murder you because you came at me. So it's a very awkward thing, and that's kind of what is like fermenting in the United States right now. There are millions of people in the United States who are heavily armed, private citizens who are very heavily armed and very, very capable. And they are the very, very last people who will ever pull the trigger. Because they know deep down, spiritually, emotionally, what it means. And so they live in this situation where they are constantly retracting, receding, and pulling back in order to protect their own privacy, protect their money, protect their privacy, protect their wealth, protect their sovereignty. And it's only when their physical life is threatened, face to face, where they will actually pull the trigger. We're not at that point yet. It started to happen in places like in Australia, but in Australia, you don't have the right to bear arms. So the Australian average citizen is being completely crushed by this oppressive regime. In the United States, it's very, very different. We are the only population in the world where we have the right, the right to protect our money, protect our privacy, to protect ourselves, and the right to bear arms to do that. There's nowhere else on earth. Okay? That's why the United States is such a problem for the CCP and the Federal Reserve and the federal government. Because they ultimately know that they can't do their ultimate evil without physically killing people. I'm not talking about killing people like this. I'm talking about killing people financially, emotionally, economically, psychologically, spiritually, till they are crushed and destroyed. There's enough people in this country who are like, you know what? It's not going to happen, man. It's over my dead body. I might look like I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm poor, and ignorant, and I don't know anything about what you guys are doing. But if you decide that you're going to threaten me and my family to the point where I have to do what I have to do, then I'm going to have to do what I have to do. We have that in America. We're not there yet, but we're heading there, okay? The reason why there is no active civil war in America right now, where there is no armed conflict between we the people and the perverts and the perpetrators and the enemy over here, is because we are still holding ourselves to our sacred rights and beliefs. Like, you don't kill, you don't do that to people. On the other hand, we have the right to do that. Some people go out and kill other people for fun or to take their food, their money, or whatever. The people who I'm talking about, that's the last thing they do. On the other hand, they are the most heavily armed people in the public. You can't do that in Russia. You can't do that in Africa. You can do it over here, parts of, the Ishtans or whatever. But those are anarchies over there. The only thing that counts is violence. Whoever has the biggest gun rules. And there's certain criminals and drug lords or whatever. But in general, we're talking about a very peaceful, loving population over here that is heavily armed. Okay? They are very, very heavily armed, and they are continuing to increase their armaments. Okay? Man, I need more beverages. ECAT, you're absolutely right. NATO's trying to get a war going between US and China. It's manufactured. You're absolutely right. ECAT, that's a whole other subject. It's about the business of war, because war is where all the money is. So when you can foment a war to the point where you're talking about trillions of dollars, this side and this side, to fight each other, guess who benefits? It's just the bankers and the elites up here. They don't care about who dies. That's just collateral damage. You're talking about 7.5 billion people, and 6 billion people are totally expendable. You only need about 1 billion people on Earth to make it like, what I would call paradise, where you have 1 billion people to all of that. But that's not what it is right now. So there's this like weird convulsion going on. Rats in a cage. It's rats in a cage, rats in a cage. Who's the alpha rat? Who are the beta rats? Anyway. Oh, it took away your gun rights? You had a massive massacre here, then they took those away. Manufactured condom. See, I seriously, Queen of Water, I understand you, if that's what we're talking about. There is so much logic and so much reason to ban any kind of private arms ownership. I mean, it's obvious when you think about it that way. Who on earth actually needs to be heavily armed and protected in order to protect and defend yourself, when theoretically we live in a harmonious society? Okay? Damn, I need another beverage. Oh, sorry, let me answer that question. Hold on, go over here. Who was it? I can't remember who asked. Somebody asked, where can they get their book? This is the book. I wrote this years ago, and I started selling it on Amazon, okay? If you want to, you can go to Amazon and type in Terra Lumination, and it'll come up with this book, Wealth, Money, Finance, Global Restructuring, January 2020. It basically, yeah, if you want to, I mean, it's still relevant for today, and the story will continue for many decades to come. But at the very end of the book, I actually highlight very specific calendar moments which happened exactly as I predicted. I wrote this years before this. Okay, global restructuring, January 2020. That's when the bomb landed, okay? But the aftershocks of the bomb weren't not felt until later in 2020, until 2021. But the actual moment starts here. So yeah, who was that who asked? I can't remember. But yeah, if you want to get this book, I would be very honored. I sold a few in the past already. I know a few people have read it, and it's a good read. It's a quick read. It's pretty straightforward. It's fun. But yeah, this is Terra Lumination, Wealth, Money, Finance, Global Restructuring, January 2020. You can just go to Amazon. Go to Amazon and type in Terra Lumination, okay? All right, I need another beverage. Oh, man. Ay, ay, ay. Give me a second here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play another little tune. I'm going to play a song called Love is the Word. It's kind of like a Warrior March song for all the dysfunctional people on planet Earth who are looking for hope. Give me a second. I'm going to get a beverage, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, let's see what happens here. Chat amongst yourselves, please.
out for the skies. Opening my hands to welcome in the day. Gather in the sun's rays before I'm on my way. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, Nam is the word. Moving through the day, pray no accidents arise. Giving thanks to heaven that I am still alive. Blessing my enemies, blessing the ones I love. Praying for forgiveness for any damages I've done. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Now the day is done and moon is on the rise. My trials and tribulations all bottled up inside. I summon in the numb as I reach up for the skies. I command all fear and shadows be gone before my eyes. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, Nam is the word. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word.
There we go. There's a big long chanty thing. I was hoping that when I first wrote that song it would turn into like one of those EDM dance trance hippie ecstasy hit pop records where you have 50,000 people at a stadium and they all go berserk and they love singing and dancing to your song. Well, as you can tell, it never happened. But anyway, I tried. Hold on. Now I'm going to play another song because I saw some song requests. I feel like I'm a DJ. Thank you, ECAT. You bought the kit. That's so cool. Thank you, ECAT. Yeah. Oh, I'm exciting. And it caught my eye. Okay. All right. So, okay. Thank you. Okay. Now, somebody said, play Taste Your Dreams. Okay. So, Lena, I'm going to play the song Taste Your Dreams. Think of those words. Taste Your Dreams. Okay, it's written, this is just me doing like a solo acoustic thing, like Ed Sheeran or somebody, Oh, anyway, but yeah, it's like a white reggae. So you have to imagine all the music in the background. I'm sure you can do that. And let your imagination run, okay? Let's see, it should come up. It should come up here. It's one of my little videos. Here it is. Let's have a look. This should work.
Okay. If you wish for a simple miracle, if you wish you can have one right away, all you need is some faith, is the will. Ask for it and it will come to you today. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Na da 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 da, na da 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 da. La da 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 da, da 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 da. And if you wish to be in a state of grace, ask for it and it will meet you face to face. And if you wish, if you dare to dream, you will find that it's easier than it seems. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Oh. Da 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 ba da 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 la da 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 la da 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 oh la da 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 oh yeah. I want you to be oh so happy. Yeah, I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams today.
So I'm being a DJ now. I'm trying to pretend I'm a DJ at a Terra Lumination EDM concert. 50,000 people raving and dancing. And someone else said they had another song that they liked. I think it was I Am Guided, I Am Protected. So this is obviously a cult song. It's written for a cult. I am guided, I am protected, I am guided, I am protected. Yeah. That's how my channel got destroyed. It's because I was identified as running a cult. There you go. I don't think of it as a cult, but I was proven guilty. I was... What do they call it? Like in America, you are innocent until you are proven guilty. But according to the algorithm, I was guilty until proven innocent. And no matter how much I battled against the algorithm, they still found me guilty. So apparently I'm a cult leader. There you go. If I really was a cult leader, I would have millions of dollars. I would have a Lamborghini, a McLaren, a Porsche. I'd have 3 or 4 mansions all across America and Australia and New Zealand. I'd have my bunker in New Zealand. I'd have massive vineyards in Argentina. And I'd have a couple of castles in Europe and England. Well, I don't have any of that, so obviously I am not a cult leader. This is just Terror Illumination, okay? But anyway, sadly, this is how things are. So I'm going to play that song, I am guided, I am protected. All right, yeah. You are now under my control. You are guided and you are protected. Sorry, I didn't mean that. This is just Terror Illumination, okay? Sorry about that. Hold on. Glitch. God, maybe YouTube is right. Oh no. Oh, let me get the song rolling, okay? Hold on. I will get the song rolling and then you can decide for yourself. I am guided. I am protected. How about that? Let's see if this comes up. No, it's not working. My poor little computer is struggling. Yeah, it's working. Look, here it is. It's working.
I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. When the light of hope it fades, when all faith is blown away, when all sense of trust goes down, when a smile turns into frown, when it feels there's no relief, nothing in which to believe, desperate in woe and grief, angels come reminding me, I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. Angels gather close to me, show me what I cannot see. Angels take me by the hand, lift me when I cannot stand. Angels lead me through the dark, soothe and tend a broken heart, laughing at the circumstance, crying while we sing and dance. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected.
there you go. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away there. I was having like these fantasy flashbacks about the original channel for Terra Lumination when I was a cult leader. And, you know, it was all about, you know, setting up like a place where we could all be happy together, and you give me all your money and I just run away and hide. It's perfect. I mean, so anyway, let's stop talking about that. That's kind of gross. It's all kind of gross. Let's here. Let me get back over. Hold on. I'm trying to control it. Whew! I was talking to Love Triber. I think it was yesterday. And there's this really famous, popular religious leader over here, kind of in Texas. Very, very big. Multi-million-dollar operation. He's very famous, very popular. He's got a really good storyline. And some people are starting to say it's a little weird because it's starting to smell like it's all about the money, honey. Why are you running your shows, your ministry, and telling us all these stories? And in the end, it's really just about taking money out of our pockets. Some people are starting to question their leader. Okay. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there for you, just to think about that. You know? All right. Thanks, Monica. We've never met, but if you want to hang out, if you want to do personal private readings, go on one-on-one, you can do terralumination.com, blah, blah, blah. You know, blah, blah, blah. So I do that. I've done thousands of readings for people, you know, tarot and astrology and everything. And I like to help people. I do what I can. It's not conventional, you know. I'm not a licensed like real estate broker. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not a licensed psychotherapist, energy healer, alternative yoga. I'm not licensed. I don't have any credentials in anything. Sorry, I was never very good at that stuff. But I still like helping people, and we're still going here. So if anybody needs to, you can go over here. You can go to terralumination.com. You can donate. You can also click the page that says readings. If somebody really wants to get deep into it, we can do that here. It's private. It's one-on-one. We do it through the Terra Lumination Zoom system. And it's all recorded, and you get a very in-depth, private, personal reading. Doesn't matter. With legal, financial, marital, children, health, spirituality, ascendance, depression, whatever it is, we deal with it here. I know it sounds strange, but we do. Frittily! Hello, Frittily. Welcome. Everybody, sometimes I feel like I've had a bumpy ride, but I know, Frittily, you've had a... You know, I just hear it through word of mouth, like 2 or 3 degrees of separation. I don't know how you, I don't know what's, I mean, it's just like, I know you're dealing with a lot of uck right now, okay? You are funny, Frittily. You are funny. Silly heretics. Questioning the real cult leaders. No one would ever dare question a real cult leader. Huh. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Frittily. I see your notes there. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm going to go I have to feed the kitty cats now. It's the end of the day over here. Everyone, I hope you changed your clocks. Get ready if you're in the United States. All the clocks are changing in the United States today, tonight, right now. Okay? So prepare yourselves for the week ahead. Everything starts on Monday, and then we're heading into a full moon eclipse, okay, on the 19th. So be prepared. I'm just letting you know. Lastly, like I was talking about at the beginning of the show, watch this video. This is a command from your cult leader. This is Terror Illumination commanding you to watch a Mark Moss video. That's his channel, Mark Moss. He is totally hardcore about financials. And the video you have to watch is titled, Warning, Fundamental Change is Coming to the United States Economy. Okay? I'm just telling you. Okay? Hello, Elizabeth. I see you. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier, but that's the end of the show. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. And I'm going to leave it with a little... I'm going to play Wonder Ride because it's a celebration of the amazing journey of humanity. Here it is. It looks like this. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Oh God, something got screwed up. I have to start again. Give me a second. I'm going to do this. We're going to figure it out. Oh my God. Oh. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Hold on. This is it. This will work, people.
So, this is a birthday present for my sweet
All right.
friend. Just wanted to share this. Okay, here we go.
This is a very old-fashioned kind of song, like a very old, slow waltz. Of course, there's no band or anything. There's no huge recording studio with amazing musicians or anything like that. This is just Terror Illumination with a guitar and a microphone. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you can imagine someone that you love, and you can take them in your arms, and you can go dancing and waltzing around the universe without any limitations. This is what it would be like.
It's called Wonder Ride.
My dear, this is my birthday present to you, to celebrate the day that heaven made you. It's remarkable that we both found one another. And the day we set out on our transformational ride with each other at each other's side, it soon became evident that we are both changing. And it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear. And now that our journey it starts to unfold in a multi-dimensional world of untold delights that truly defy document all of the nuances that go to make up a story of extraordinary proportions. And it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear. Yeah, it's such a wonder ride, my dear. Yes, it's such a wonder ride. Hold on tight, tightly, my dear.
So there you
All
go.
right.
That's your next.
That's it. Good night, everybody. I can't do anything more. I've done everything I can to help you. The most important thing is to watch that video, okay? Chat amongst yourselves. I'm just going to let this roll, okay?